I think I'm cursed. It's the only explanation for what happened to me after uploading my introduction video. Allow me to give you a list of things that happened in the last month. My chair broke. I got the flu. I lost my internet for a few days. I got the cold that's separate from the flu. And most importantly, I lost my job. I finally got some great momentum, you know? I came up with an idea for my channel, made this model that's working, made my introduction video, which I think came out really nice, only for fate to dunk on me once more. Well, whatever. I'm not going to let this keep me down. If anything, this gives me a lot of time to work on this YouTube project, which I finished the first upgrade to my Twitch channel. It's a be right back screen. And I wanted to walk you through how I made it. My idea started with Nemolian's lore. It was that being the video game library part of it. Naturally, a library has shelves with, in this case, games on them. So I wanted to make 3D models of a wide variety of games to maybe put on a shelf. Also, I figured I could use those game boxes for a pretty simple animation, so I can figure out how the tools work in Blender. So the first step was to make those game boxes. Fortunately, there's a really useful database of high-quality scans of game boxes called Launchbox. I decided to start with my favorite console, the PlayStation 2, and I scrolled through every PS2 game they had available, saving my favorite box art as I went. Now, games on the website have a wide variety of choices from different regions, and people upload them in different sizes. It was important to make sure that the image quality for the back and front matched, so that there wasn't a major quality difference between the two. I also couldn't use any games that were missing a spine, and I elected to avoid any game whose image quality wasn't particularly good. I ended up getting 45 really awesome game boxes for the project. At first I considered getting some different consoles represented, but I decided that 45 games was plenty for my purposes at the moment. Okay, so next it was time to make the actual boxes. First, I looked up the size of real PS2 game boxes, and you can see the dimensions on screen now. Blender lets you input dimensions in meters, so I simply made a cube and then input the data. Next, I needed to make the part where the box opens, so I made some cuts, moved some faces, added some new ones, and voila, it's a box. Now for art to come in, I wasn't super sure how I was going to do it. At first, I thought I would need to make each face into a different object and then make their textures the box art. But I quickly realized that that was dumb and just made the images separate objects. Placed the objects right in front of the faces that I wanted them on, and gave it a shrink wrap and solidify modifier. And it was good to go. At first I thought I would need to do this process for every box, but I realized I could just export the model and then swap out the image. It made the process pretty streamlined, but it was still pretty tedious to do 45 game boxes. But I did it, and once I was done, I put them all into one project, and it was time to animate. I wasn't going to do anything complicated for my first animation, so I arranged them to sit end-to-end in a 5x9 grid, and I would place the camera at a cool angle and give it a slide across. I wanted to make it loop. Wasn't sure how that was going to work in Blender, but I figured it wouldn't be that hard. Turns out it is simple. So first you just select the objects you want to move and create a keyframe. Then move the objects to where you want it to go and how long you want it to take to get there. I decided I wanted the animation to be 1 minute long at 60 frames per second, so I made a keyframe at the top of the boxes at the beginning of the animation, keyframe at 1800 frames at the bottom, and then a third keyframe at 3600 frames back at the top. After rendering and a little bit of video editing magic, we have this animation you're looking at now. It's nothing fancy, but I think it's rather stylish, given it's my first time trying to do something like this. Next, I'm going to use these boxes again for a transition animation and a starting soon animation, and hopefully nothing horrible will happen between then and now. That would be nice, change of pace. Also, I'm still kind of deciding on what games I want to play for the actual stream. At first I tried playing Valkyrie Profile, but I realized that it's maybe not the right pace for a Twitch channel, I guess. Maybe later down the line. But maybe I'm thinking Xenosaga Episode 1 maybe, or maybe Batten Kaitos. I do want to play like an RPG or something. I'm also thinking about maybe doing some immersive sims, like maybe Dishonored or a playthrough of Deus Ex. I've also considered maybe doing a game that I'm just super familiar with, like maybe Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know, figuring that part out. Please look forward to whatever I decide to do with that. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I need that more than ever now that I've lost my job. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again in the next one.